What's up, guys? Today I'm gonna share with you a personal story. It's about the time one of my coffee shops failed, and in the process I lost $400,000. It's a tough time. Let's go. So when I was 24, I lost a coffee shop, and in doing so, I lost 400 grand that I'm still paying on to this day. Every month, I write a $4,000 check to pay off that debt, and today I'm 31, so I've been paying that money back for a long time. But I've learned how to be totally okay with it, and that's what I want to share with you. So how did it happen? How did I lose $400,000? When I was 21 years old, I was determined to open a coffee shop no matter what. And that's what I did. Without any outside financial help, I started my company from scratch. This is where it all started. So this is my first coffee shop I started 10 years ago. Come check it out.
At least it should. Unless we change this.
I built some of the furniture out of free pallet wood, and to save money for the first 3 months, I slept on a cot in the back of the coffee shop. So that's how it started, and 3 months into that, it was a huge success. 2 years later, I got an opportunity to open a coffee shop, a second coffee shop, on campus at the university that I attended. This location seemed amazing. Okay, so here is the location of what was my second coffee shop. They now have an Einstein's Bagel there. So, as you can see, it's located in front of a very busy intersection. On this side, there's a massive university, huge parking lots on either side, and, oh yeah, 300 students live upstairs. So everybody thought this coffee shop was gonna be a grand slam. So this coffee shop seemed amazing, and even skeptical people were like, yeah, that's gonna do really well. So I initially borrowed roughly $220,000. And during the construction process, there were a ton of expenses that we didn't see coming. In the process of trying to fight every single day to keep that business open, I destroyed my health. It was 12 months of working 7 days a week, no days off, 16 hours a day. At that point, I had borrowed a bunch of money to stay open. I had deferred loan payments, and I owed the banks tens of thousands of dollars. I had deferred rent payments, and I owed my landlord tens of thousands of dollars, and I also owed vendors tens of thousands of dollars. I had no money. No money. One of the hardest memories that I had was I will never forget the time I saw an employee walk out of my house with my TV, because I told that employee, I said, hey, so-and-so, I don't have enough money to pay you, so to compensate you for what you've done for me, you can just walk into my house and take whatever you want. And that's what he did. He walked in, took my TV off the wall, and walked straight out. So I watched him walk out of my house with the TV. That was one of the lowest moments. When I closed that cafe, I was going to the doctor because I had rheumatoid arthritis-like symptoms. I had weird things growing on my skin. My fingernails and my toenails were growing in weird, and my gums were even decaying. I was very unhealthy, and in fact, actually, one of the doctors told me that they thought I had cancer somewhere in my body based on my blood work. But at the end of that 12-month period, when I decided I'm closing this coffee shop, I was psychologically way worse than I was physically. So one of the hardest parts about failing was how everybody treated me. You know, you think that people have your back until you're failing, and then you realize who has your back and who doesn't. So I experienced a lot of betrayal. I experienced a lot of tribalism against me, and all of it was psychologically very tough. So after I decided to close the store, I had a huge hole to get myself out of. I owed people hundreds of thousands of dollars. I had a business that was negatively cash flowing. My brand was garbage. Psychologically and physically, I was destroyed. I had to figure out how to put myself back together and then put a business back together. I was a nasty person. For 2 years, I was a nasty person to be around. But I was hurt, that whole process hurt me. At the time, I felt like everybody owed me. I felt like the bank got their money, the landlord got their money, the employees and the customers, they got their money. My competition, they also got their money. I took the risk. I put in all the hard work, and I'm the only one that lost something, and I'm gonna carry this debt for the rest of my life, or at least another 10 years. I was angry, I was bitter, and I couldn't shake that perspective. And so it was destroying me, and I knew it was holding me back from growing my business and growing myself. And I knew it, and everything I tried, I couldn't get rid of this angry, bitter feeling. Well, one day I was riding my bike with a guy. His name was Matthew Carpenter. And he told me, Kyle, you're gonna have to forgive all of those people. And I said, what? What do you mean forgive these people? They did me wrong. And he said, no, the only way you're gonna get past this is if you forgive. And Matthew, he told me that the biblical definition and the ancient definition is a tearing away of debt. So when you say, I forgive you to whoever, you're saying, you don't owe me anything. The ledger and the balance is even. You owe me nothing. And I knew that I was gonna have to find that in my heart to actually forgive everything and everyone and move on. So that's what I did. So for the next 2 years after I closed that store, I worked on building myself back physically, getting fit, getting healthy, because I knew the physical was in my control. And then working on forgiveness. And it was a journey, man. I learned the value of forgiveness. I learned the value of loyalty and true friendship. I learned so much about myself and what I'm passionate about and what I want to see for myself. That entire experience made me who I am today, and I couldn't be more thankful for that. As my grandpa used to say, that debt was just the cost of tuition. Now today, I am focused on my quest to find the best coffees in the world. I'm roasting coffee, and I'm supplying my original cafe with that coffee. I'm supplying dozens of other businesses with that coffee. And I'm also supplying my coffee in Walmart, Target, and Whole Foods. So I'm glad I didn't give up, because the company is something awesome today. Blue Cell Coffee is something awesome. The Coffee Explorer is something awesome. I'm something awesome. My employees are something awesome. You are something awesome. The world, believe it or not, is pretty freaking awesome. And I couldn't have this perspective if it weren't for the true dark times that I had gone through. Yeah, I'm very hopeful for the future. I can't wait to see where the Coffee Explorer goes, because I realized over the past few years that I am very passionate about transparency. And I want to build something that truly changes an industry and maybe even changes the food industry someday. So that's my story. That's how I lost $400,000. Spent 2 years piecing myself back together, piecing my business back together, and ultimately getting to where I am today. So what's up, guys? Do you want to try one of the best coffees in the world? Well, now you can through my company, Blue Cell Coffee. If you just click the link below, you get 25% off your first order. Or if you want to subscribe, you get 50% off. If you have a question, just leave it in the comments below, and I will see you on my next adventure.